Welcome back to part 2 of our Halloween special. Theunis Botha died in 2017. 51-year-old South African hunter died while leading a hunt in a national park in Zimbabwe. After Botha opened fire on 3 elephants who were charging his hunting party, they were pissed. A 4th elephant picked Botha up with her trunk. Another hunter fatally shot the elephant, which fell on Botha, crushing him to death. Redemption.
Yeah, I hate that the elephant died, though.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, this happened really recently. I'm sure you remember this.
Okay.
Keith McAllister died July 17, 2025. 61-year-old man died after he was sucked into an MRI magnet at a medical center in Westbury, New York, while wearing 20 pounds of chains on his neck for strength training. He died in the hospital the following day. And there's video. Have you seen the video?
No, I have not. I need to look at that. What? Why was he allowed to wear that into the room?
That's the big question. Yeah. But
because you don't have anything. They didn't even let wheelchairs in that room or anything. Nothing. You get in there.
He wasn't even going. Huh? Yeah. Oh, sorry. He wasn't even going there for himself. I think he was going for somebody else. And for some reason, he went into the room.
Oh shit.
Not uninvited, and then got sucked in by the magnet.
That was on the last Final Destination they made.
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah, he gets sucked in and bent backwards.
Crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. So this one, you probably remember this one. This was in the news. God, this seems like it was so recent. Something like this must have happened recently too. March 16th, 1984. In a bustling chaos of Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport, 25-year-old Jeff Doucet, handcuffed and flanked by officers, shuffled through the terminal, oblivious to the seething vengeance awaiting him. The predator who had abused 11-year-old Jody faced a father's unrelenting fury. Gary Plouch, Jody's dad, stood among the crowd, his face a mask of calm, feigning compliance with a supposed interview. Concealed in his boot was a pistol, its cold steel primed for retribution. As Doucet passed, mere feet away, Plouch whipped the gun free with bullet speed. The first shot exploded through Doucet's right cheek, the bullet shattering his jaw into jagged shreds, teeth splintering like porcelain in an explosion of red flesh spray. Blood gushed thick, splattering the terminal floor. As Doucet's legs buckled, his body crumbled. His face was a ruined landscape, cheekbone pulverized, flesh torn to ribbons, exposed raw muscle and bone fragments. Plouch fired again, the second round ripping into Doucet's chest, tearing through his sternum with a wet crunch. His arteries...
I love the description.
His arteries burst like severed hoses, blood fountaining in pulsing geysers, soaking his shirt and pooling in viscous lakes on the carpet. Screams erupted and people scurried. Doucet writhed, his mangled mouth gurgling frothy red, bubbles bursting with each labored breath. His eyes, wide with shock, rolled in their sockets. One, was partially dislodged by a facial trauma, dangling in a bloody socket. Plouch, unrelenting, fired a third shot, the bullet hammering Doucet's torso. His ribs snapped like little tiny twigs, shards piercing his lungs, which flooded with dark syrupy fluid. His chest heaved. Each gasp sprayed a blood mist, his body convulsing in a spreading pool of scarlet. Fingers clawing uselessly at the slick floor. The skin around his wounds tore wider with each twitch. Doucet bled out in agonizing minutes. His body shuddered in its final spasms. The terminal now a slaughterhouse of splattered blood and scattered bone. Autopsy reports detailed catastrophic hemorrhage in his facial arteries, shredded thoracic cavity, a swamp of ruptured vessels and collapsed lungs. A raw, blood-drenched monument to a parent's wrath. Nice.
Oh my God.
Listen, I do love some vigilante justice. Every now and then you gotta have it when it comes down to stuff like this. Like,
I know you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You. Right. Wow. So he fired like 3 shots?
3 shots. 3 shots.
Yeah,
he got 3
bam,
shots.
bam, bam.
I mean, think about it too. Like, there's cops everywhere. Mm-hmm. But this also happened recently. Like, but I think it was at a courthouse.
Courthouse.
Yeah, I think it was a courthouse. A guy on his way into trial, and the dad shot him. And I think it was just one blow, and they got him down. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I feel like I've seen that in recent years. This was a little more, a little more horrific. A little more.
Horrific. To say the least.
Yeah.
Quick one. And then a longer one.
Okay.
All right. Francis Daniel Brom, September 2004. The 23-year-old was hanging out the passenger window of the 21-year-old John Hutcherson's car.
Oh my God.
Hutcherson
I think I know this one.
Drove off the road and sideswiped a telephone pole support wire,
Yes,
decapitating him.
can I say what I think it is? Can I say what I think it is? And then you read the rest of it?
Yes.
Does this guy get home, go to bed, and doesn't even find out until the next day that his fucking friend is decapitated in the back seat? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is crazy.
Atlanta, okay? Hutcherson continued the final 12 miles to his Atlanta home and parked in the driveway and went to bed. A neighbor found Brom's headless body in the truck the next morning.
What year was this?
2004.
Do you think they got this idea? You remember the movie Hereditary?
Of course.
You think they got it from that? Because like when I heard about this, I was like, what? Hereditary had to have gotten the idea from this story.
I'm sure people's heads have been clipped. I feel like when I was a kid, there was like a story about like, oh, don't stick your head out the window on a bus, or else your head's gonna be decapitated.
Right.
I feel like there's like a real life.
There's a movie
examples of
that's what's the monkey movie with the
12 Monkeys?
No, it's like something. It's like a little drum monkey, and every time it drums, it does something crazy. I think there's a new one coming out, but there's a scene where a bunch of cheerleaders like woo outside of a bus, and then a semi goes by, and then it's just dead. It's just all decapitated bodies hanging out of the bus windows.
Nice. Tell me more.
In 1996, Daniel Lewis Lee, a 43-year-old white supremacist, murdered a family of 3 in Arkansas, including an 8-year-old Sarah. By 2020, allies of the victims, relatives incensed by his crimes, ensured his execution was no clean affair. Before his federal lethal injection on July 14th, 2020, Lee faced prison retribution. Inmates, reportedly tipped by the victim's network, tortured him in a cell block ambush. They carved his face with shivs, skinned his body in little strips. One eye was gouged out. It dangled by a thread of an optic nerve. His chest was stomped. Ribs snapped like brittle pieces of wood. Punctured lungs that wheezed blood-flecked air. Scalding water was poured all over him, blistering his flesh. His skin was sloughing off in raw patches. It exposed muscle that pulsed with each of his agonizing screams. At execution, the injection's chemicals burned through his veins. His body convulsed. His veins... They did this before his execution. Right before his execution.
Oh,
they tortured him. Got him onto the execution table.
Wow.
And because of this, the chemicals burned through his veins. His body convulsed. His veins bulged and his heart seized. His blood ended up pooling internally. The autopsy report noted trauma, crushed thorax, chemical burns, amplifying the vengeance. His death was fucking gruesome, a gruesome testament to the victim's unrelenting justice.
Oh, I love happy endings.
I know, isn't that great?
That was nice.
I know.
Yeah, something positive.
Mm-hmm. I like that one too. So cute.
Wow. Fascinating. Oh my gosh. All right. Do you know the story of Naoyuki Kano?
Is this I'll ask one question. Was it a suicide?
Nobody really knows.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I watched some videos on this one. This is kind of crazy. There's a girls' school. It's an all-girls school, and one of the teachers, this is like an off time of the year, maybe summer, I don't know. This is in Japan, by the way. So, maybe winter. Winter break, yes! Okay, so this is like a more rustic area where they have outhouses. So she finishes up with her work and goes to the outhouse before she goes to bed. And in the outhouse, it's dark. And I don't know if you know about like squatting toilets. In a lot of Asian countries, you know, they have like squatting toilets. So she's going down to squat, but notices a shoe down in the hole. So she thought that's really weird. And then she goes right outside is like the septic tank hole where they drain the sewage out of the septic tank every now and then. She goes and looks down in this tiny hole, 36 centimeters. By the way, the hole of the squatting toilet is like 20 centimeters. So she goes to look in this hole, and she sees a body. Okay. The weird thing about this is that it seems kind of impossible that a human adult could fit down in there.
Right.
So that body has probably been, she doesn't know how long it's been there. So she calls the police. The police come. They can't get the body out. So they end up having to actually excavate the entire septic tank. And they find this guy in there, Naoki Kano. Okay. He was, how old was he? Pretty young. Anyway, 26. Mm-hmm. He worked at a nuclear power maintenance company. And he was like an active community member, okay? Mm-hmm. So, of course, like, people were like, what happened to this guy? You know, was he put in there? Because, like, yes, the shoe was in there, but his other shoe was, like, down the road. And also, he had his jacket was neatly folded, clean still, and he was holding on to it. And the weird shape of the septic tank was U-shaped, and so he got stuck. You know, after a while, people were probably kind of thinking, like, it could have been a fetish. It could have been claustrophilia.
Oh, that's what... Oh, shit.
But also...
What if he was going under there to look at ladies while they did their business?
He wanted probably excrement and urine to come down on his face because he probably had a kink like that. So anyway, it was deemed an accidental death, but it was funny that the community still was like, he was an outstanding youth representative and canvassed for the village mayor, you know?
Yeah.
So there was like no way that this guy was like a voyeur. But
but that's how it always is. What do you mean?
I know. But it was cold. He was holding on. He was holding on to his clothes. And he got stuck. Yeah.
Accidental suicide.
By the way, big thing also, he was naked.
Yep. That's what it was.
So, But really interesting to look it up because you could see a picture of like the size of the septic area, and it's just like there's practically no room. Like, how did he even get there in the first place? And then once he was in there was no way to get out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so they determined that once they found him, it had been a few days since he died.
I have a real life story that I know about that from a company that I worked for that I can't talk about, where somebody died in a
Should we bleep all this out?
No, I just can't say the company, but somebody died in like a venting system. They were there for like days.
Oh my God, because they were peeping on people?
They were trying to get in. They had an obsession with somebody, and they were trying to get in, and they got stuck in the vent system.
Wow.
And then they died there and rotted.
My God.
And somebody was like, something smells bad. And there were all these like, something smells bad, and it was a person. Yeah.
All right. Wow.
I know, crazy.
Actually, I was looking up other stuff, you know, and this woman, she was doing some work up in her attic. She fell through a hole in between the walls, and they thought that she disappeared. So they sold her house. And this was like years later that they discovered that she was inside of the walls.
Oh my God. That's fucked. Imagine hearing your house be so, and just why it's worth way more. Okay. All right, ready? Okay. In 2006, 38-year-old Anthony Stockelman, was sentenced for life for the 2001 rape and murder of 10-year-old Katie, I'm not going to say her last name, a girl he lured into a creek, sexually assaulted, bound, and drowned. Her small body later found bloated, battered, lungs filled with muddy water, bruised. Unbeknownst to guards, Stockelman was placed in the same Indiana State Prison as Katie's 26-year-old cousin, Jared Harris, serving time for burglary and seething with family-fueled rage. On July 12th, 2008, Harris ambushed Stockholm in a cell block bathroom, slamming his head against concrete until his skull cracked, blood matting his hair in sticky clumps, forehead splitting to expose pulsing brain tissue. Harris dragged the dazed man to a toilet, forcing his face into the bowl, water churning with filth as Stockelman thrashed, nostrils flaring, lungs burning with each gulp of tainted liquid. Harris held him under, the man's body convulsing, veins bulging his neck, foam bubbling from his mouth as his ribs heaved, futile spasms. Stockholm's eyes bulged, one vessel bursting to redden the sclera, before he went limp, drowning in the porcelain grave. Autopsy confirmed asphyxiation.
Right.
Of toilet water, piss, and shit, compounded by cranial fractures and internal hemorrhaging. His face, a bloated mask of purpled flesh and fractured bone. Harris.
Oh, jeez.
The call for justice for Katie, earning a 60-year sentence, but the family's vengeance lingered as a raw, watery echo of the child's stolen breath. Yeah.
Dang it.
Your last moments, I mean, good. I'm glad his last fucking moments were in piss and shit. And breathing in piss and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Oh my god. Yeah. Porcelain god.
That's right.
This actually doesn't really involve death, but made me think about it.
Okay.
Are you familiar with smile mask syndrome?
No.
Smile mask syndrome, abbreviated SMS, is a psychological disorder proposed by Professor Makoto Natsume, in which subjects develop depression and physical illness as a result of unnaturally prolonged smiling. This made me think of the movie Smile.
As I'm like,
And remember Smile
every
too?
every person in the service industry.
Every person in the service industry. Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Smiling is an important skill for Japanese women working in the service industry. And of course here, we have to fake it all the time.
Right.
In service industries in Japan, it requires pretty much all female staff to smile for long periods of time. Natsumi says that his female patients often talk about the importance of smiling when the topic of conversation is on their workplace. He relates examples of patients saying that they felt their smile had a large effect on whether they were hired or not, and that their superiors had stressed the effect that good smiles had on customers. Basically, it's a repetitive strain injury. And also, people who tend to, so it's a smile mask. People with the smile syndrome tend to be depressed. But when they are talking or anything about their depression, they are smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
relatable content.
I took that to heart, obviously. I was
Yeah.
like,
Right. Like, yes, thank you. Yes, this is really good.
I am
Yeah.
so uncomfortable. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for your feedback. That's yeah. Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
That was crazy.
That hurt my face.
That's a really good video, actually. If we could get both of us doing it at the same time.
But it's Zoom, so we were like, who knows? Okay, your turn.
In August 2009, 42-year-old Angela Simpson, scarred by years of sexual abuse in her own childhood, lured 46-year-old disabled man Terry Neely to her Phoenix apartment under false pretenses, her rage boiling over into a 3-day sadistic revenge. Wheelchair-bound and trusting, Neely was ambushed, bound to a chair facing a full-length mirror to witness his own destruction. Simpson believed he was involved in sexual criminal activity. The torture began with fists and boots, pummeling his face until his nose exploded into a red geyser, cartilage pulping into a bloody crater, teeth cracked and ejecting in jagged shards that clattered across the floor. She stabbed him repeatedly with a kitchen knife, the blade plunging deep into his thighs and abdomen. Twisting to shred muscle and release loops of intestine that slithered out like steaming coils, the metallic tang of blood mingling with his screams. Forcing his gaze to the mirror, she yanked his teeth one by one with pliers, gums ripping free in wet pops, blood foaming from his mangled mouth as he gurgled pleas. Over 72 hours, she starved him, beat his genitals with a hammer, swelling them to bruised, ruptured sacs oozing pus and carved shallow gashes across his chest, watching infection fester as his skin blistered and peeled. On the final day, Simpson strangled him with a cord, his eyes bulging from his sockets, tongue protruding, blue-black as veins burst in his neck. She then dismembered the corpse with a hacksaw, bones grinding, flesh parting in slabs before scattering the remains in the desert. Simpson's confession revealed her motive, a twisted payback for her abusers, confessing she wished to prolong his agony for a week. Convicted of first-degree murder, she received life without parole. Her courtroom admission...
Lady prison.
Her courtroom admission. I wanted to torture him longer. A chilling echo of vengeful fury unleashed.
Wow.
Yeah. She did
Wow.
that shit.
Oh my God. That reminds me of a movie I saw. Did you ever see American Mary?
No.
She was like a medical student and got
Oh,
roofied by
yes.
her
I think... Wait, does she take people into a basement or something? And...
She got roofied by the doctor that she was like her mentor, and then she ended up like kidnapping him and performing like surgeries on him, amputating him and stuff.
Damn.
And then she for some reason she started like doing like underground surgeries for people.
Yeah, I think I have seen that. Yeah. Yeah. Underground, like amputations for people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I have.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You know that amputation kink, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
I
Anyway.
mean, I'm kind of like whatever, honestly, with that stuff. If people want to do that, like but
Yeah.
here's what I will say. Here's where like I draw. There's like a line with me, is like if that's your thing, cool, man. But also you can't claim disability if you want to cut your own legs off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, if that's how you want to live your life, yeah, man. I mean, you don't want legs? Fine. It's your
Right.
life. But you also don't get to claim disability for it because you don't want legs. Yeah.
You're not a victim.
Yeah, right, exactly. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just what you want. So, if you have the money to do it, do it. But if you don't, then maybe think of something else. Just pretend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretend. Like the rest of us
Yeah.
pretend. Hi, how are you? So nice to see you.
Oh my
Gosh. How long has it been?
Don't forget to smile.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, are you familiar with the Tuskegee experiment? You're not from Tuskegee, Alabama, where they
Tuskegee?
subjected
Tuskegee, yes, but Tuskegee, no.
the Tuskegee experiment. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. They experimented giving syphilis to African American men. Basically, during wartime, during World War II, lots of soldiers getting STDs. They experimented with injecting people with syphilis to create cures and stuff, basically using humans as lab rats. But they did that to a group of people in Tuskegee, Alabama. And I knew about that already, but I didn't know that they also, with the help of this one doctor who did it in Tuskegee and did it in Guatemala, there's also the Guatemalan syphilis experiments that the United States performed. They would give syphilis and other types like gonorrhea and stuff to, they'd experiment with prisoners and give it to sex workers. Sex workers, people would just be coming in for a regular checkup with a doctor, and they would secretly give them syphilis. Oh yeah. But this one particular doctor, John Charles Cutler, who also participated in the late stages of Tuskegee syphilis experiment, infected 1,300 people, including at least 600 soldiers and people from various impoverished groups, like sex workers, orphans, inmates, mental hospitals, prisoners. It's pretty gruesome stuff. If you want to read into it more, but I do want to say read this one little clip really quickly. Berta was a female patient at a psychiatric hospital. In 1948, February, Berta was injected in her left arm with syphilis. A month later, she developed scabies, an itchy skin infection caused by a mite. Several weeks later, Dr. Cutler noted that she also developed red bumps where she had been injected secretly in her arm, lesions on her legs and arms, and her skin was beginning to waste away from her body. Berta was not treated for syphilis until 3 months after her injection. Soon after, on August 23rd, it started in February. August, Dr. Cutler wrote that Berta appeared as if she was going to die, but he did not specify why. That same day, he put gonorrheal pus from another male subject into both of Berta's eyes, as well as into her urethra and rectum. He also reinfected her with syphilis. Several days later, Berta's eyes were filled with pus from the gonorrhea, and she was bleeding from her urethra. 3 days later, on August 27th, Berta died. And that's just one of the thousands that they infected.
And
the United States
supposed
government
to-
infected.
I'm sorry, we're supposed to trust our medical, like the United States.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is why
We're
they
not,
say
we're not that much better off than
no. This
that
is
time.
why they say, like, there's truth to every rumor in, like, the CDC. Like, it's not great. Anything that's a government system is not a great system. It has a really bad history.
Absolutely.
And case in
Yeah.
point.
Case in point.
That's fucking horrific,
But I didn't know-
dude.
I know. I didn't know about the Guatemalans until this week. So I knew about Tuskegee because, because I'm from there.
Yeah, but damn. Yeah, it's so funny. Wait, are you ready for this one? You ready? It's my last one. Here we go.
Okay, go.
Do you know a little place called Huntsville?
Oh, shoot. I sure do.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
On a sweltering night in April 2019, 49-year-old Jewel Battle, enduring decades of brutal domestic violence from her husband, snapped in their Huntsville, Alabama home, turning her tormentor's chokehold into a blood-soaked reckoning. As he lunged at her throat, fingers digging into windpipe, veins throbbing under her skin, Battle seized a kitchen knife, plunging it into his abdomen with a guttural roar. The blade sank deep, twisting as she yanked it free, intestines erupting in a hot, slippery cascade that draped over his belt, steaming in the humid air. He staggered, clutching the gaping wound, blood pulsing thick ropes from severed arteries, soaking his shirt and pooling at his feet in a viscous, darkening lake. Battle, fueled by memories of black eyes and fractured ribs, stabbed again higher this time. The knife ripped through his sternum with a wet crack, puncturing lungs that wheezed red froth from his lips, each gasping breath misting across her face. She drove the blade into his thigh next. Femoral artery splitting, leg buckling as blood jetted in rhythmic arcs, splattering walls and furniture in abstract horror. His face contorted, one eye swelling shut from a reflective punch, skin splitting along the cheekbone to expose raw cheek and glinting teeth. As he collapsed, clawing at the slick entrails spilling from his gut, Battle delivered the final thrust into his neck, tearing open in a fatal gush, his body convulsing with a tide of blood, gurgling his last breaths amid the reek of iron and bile. Autopsy confirmed over 20 wounds. Massive exsanguination from abdominal evisceration, and vascular rupture. His death a grotesque. Slashed flesh, exposed insides. Acquitted in self-defense, Battle's act was hailed as righteous vengeance, her tearful testimony. He'd beaten me for 30 years. I just wanted to live. Transforming gore into a grim symbol of a survival's savage edge.
She got away with it? Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. It's almost like you were there. Like, you know these details very specifically. Were you, like, looking through the window? That's 2019.
I'm like,
I wouldn't run it past you.
I'm like, this is what you gotta do, okay? Here, I'm helping. I know I'm like in Huntsville at the time. I was not in Huntsville.
Exactly.
For
Things are
legal
adding up,
purposes,
buddy, okay?
I was not in Huntsville in 2000.
Okay.
I was in Birmingham.
Hey, that's like 100 miles away. Very, very far. Yeah, you were so far away.
Yeah, there's no way
Okay.
from there.
Holy moly. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Work. I have this, I read about this story, and it's very interesting. So this happened in 1996. We'll just say this is about Nanjing University. All right. So this guy, this sanitation worker, was sweeping a road near, was it Nanjing University? About 1 kilometer south of the campus. And he finds this bag of meat. All right. And the meat, seeing as the meat was pre-cut into even slices, this sanitation worker believed the bag's contents to be pork and brought it home for food. The crazy part about this is found a bag of meat on the street and brought it home to cook.
Right.
Okay?
Hey, that's, you
All
know,
right.
I've done it. We've all
Street
done
meat.
it.
Hey,
Hey, we've all done it.
can't say no to street meat. Right?
Hey, who hasn't brought home a little couple pounds of street meat every now and then?
I know.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas.
I'm like, already sliced? Hell yeah. Well, I'm making club sandwiches tonight.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, the worker, while preparing the meat to get ready, you know, for some good eating time, he looked in the bag and he found 3 human fingers. And the worker reported the discovery to the police, who confirmed that they were human.
Yeah, he's like, I think that, I don't know, these are like pig's hooves. Nah, these are fingers.
Human remains in plastic wrapped packages were eventually discovered across 8 locations in central Nanjing. So, south of the campus, there were packages at a construction site. While in the southeast, bags were found on a bridge. And they compiled all these pieces of meat all together and found out they were 2,000 pieces of human remains that were recovered, mostly cut into rectangular slices. They determined that it was one person. This student, her name was Diao Aiking. She was an introvert. She was really mild-mannered. Her parents didn't really bother her while she was at school because they were like, you need to focus on school, school only. So, so basically, she went missing. And it all tied to her. However, 2,000 pieces of meat. They determined that it had to have been somebody who was very skilled, either a butcher or a surgeon. Yeah. And the case still remains unsolved.
Unsolved mysteries.
I know.
Damn, dude. That's heavy. Oof.
Yeah. The family sued the university. Nanjing University refunded Diao's tuition fees.
That's nice. Like, okay, where are you funding tuition?
She was last. They published a picture of her, and she had short hair and a red coat when she disappeared.
Damn, dude.
And the people of the city were all scared, like, oh my gosh, we can't walk outside with a red coat, or you can't have short hair and be a female, or else somebody's gonna get us, But there was no other cases after that.
That's nuts.
This was just like a one-off.
Whoa, that's nuts, dude. I remember I lived in an apartment downtown Birmingham. This is after you left, I think. And in the alley, like next to my apartment, they found, one of those storage bins that you can put under your bed, it's a long storage bin. They found a dismembered person in that.
Whoa.
And I was like
Damn. Right around the corner from your
in the alley next to my apartment complex.
Oh my god. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
they found this bin, and I was like, oh shit, because this was the time. I mean, I used to walk. I would come home and walk. Stein, my sweet baby, is no longer with us.
It's
my sweet baby. I would walk him. I would come home from wherever, usually walking home, and then walk him at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and be like, and who knows how many times I walked past this bin of remains.
Oh my god.
In my alley, which was so weird because I didn't take that alley for a little while. I used to go there to get to my car, the parking lot behind my building. And for a minute, I didn't go that direction. And then,
Wow.
body.
Wow.
Yeah, dismembered. Just parts, though. Not the whole thing. They never found the rest of her. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know.
Well, a lot of times it's dental records.
That's why you gotta
That.
pull them teeth. You gotta pull them teeth out.
Yep.
The end.